Welcome back, ladies, gents and Pikachus. Today, I, a Judeo-Christian from Britain, I am going to teach you what is inside this book here, the Quran. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, what? I don't want a British Judeo-Christian to teach me about the Quran. He's going to be biased. Okay, go and ask a Muslim. Surely the Muslim won't be biased about this book. He'll definitely tell you the truth. Off you go. So now we've put that to bed, what I've done, we're going to go through it in sections because it's not the longest book ever, but it's longer than a 10-minute video, which is what this will be. So I have summarised the first 8 passages. So we're going to go through exactly what these passages mean. How I've done this, I've just crammed the different verses down into 8 sentences so that you'll know exactly what they're going to say. But like I always say with my videos, if you doubt anything that I'm going to say, go and buy yourself one of these, a Quran, and read it yourself, and you'll know exactly why you shouldn't have wasted the time, and you should just listen to my notes that I have kindly written for you and will recite now. The Quran in short, verse 1. Allah is amazing, bow to Allah. Allah is all grace and mercy except to those whose portion is wrath, and don't do exactly what Allah tells him to do. 2. Allah demands you follow the Quran, which you will have no doubts about ever, and you will pray to Allah at various points in the day, or you will get nothing, have your heart, hearing and sight limited, and be attacked by the good people who do believe it. Section 3. People who don't believe in Allah are just lying to themselves. They're lying to themselves, even those who have never heard of Allah or the Quran before, because they are stupid, and they all have Allah disease. Yes, they all have a disease. Those who have Allah disease should be attacked and killed on sight. People who do not believe in Allah who have Allah disease are bad and naughty. Section 4. People who don't believe in Allah might question or even ridicule this Quran stuff. They're actually stupid. And when Muslims threaten them and they lie and claim to believe to save their own necks, hang them or chop off their heads. To believe is to live. Section 5. If Muslims show people a Quran, but they do not accept it immediately, they're only ignoring it through their sheer stupidity, but Allah made them stupid on purpose anyway, so even if they do believe it, and then they choose not to believe it, they're just as stupid and naughty and bad as the people who have never seen it before, and don't believe it just when you introduce it to them. Allah willed it that they would immediately believe, even when they don't. So either way, if He wants them to, they will. If He doesn't want them to, they won't. In effect, Allah controls everybody's mind. And half the time He makes them bad on purpose, so the other half can punish the bad half. That's what it says. Section 6. So you better all just get on your knees and accept this Quran and worship Allah all of the time, because He made you all and He made all of the world, and Allah made Muslims better so they can have all the food, and that all their rivals can be weak and poor, and all their wives can be good and plentiful and loyal, and all their rivals' wives can be weak and poor and disloyal. Allah made His servants write this Quran to prove it all, so it must be true. Section 7. Muslims must despise any who do not believe the Islam faith and this Quran, and send them to the fires of hell where they are spotted. Section 8. You can hear these stupid, evil non-believers by way of them asking dumb questions like, how can you believe this garbage? Surely there must be something better than this in life. And also, do you have any evidence? So we're coming up to 5 minutes now, which I think is just enough to go through the first 8 sections of the Bible, which is roughly 12 pages. Like I said, if you think I'm biased, if you think I'm making this up, please feel free to go and waste £15 buying one of these things, and then wasting an hour and a half reading through it, because it's really boring. The kind of setup of the language, the grammar, the repetitiveness of it. Oh my good God, it's like whacking your own toe with a hammer trying to read this thing. So you should be happy and pleased that I have done it for you. But anyway, let's go through some of the stuff that we have just read. Part 1. Allah is amazing, bow to Allah, Allah is all grace and mercy, is what it says. But then in part 5 it says Allah wills the non-believers to be non-believers, and in part 6 it says we should kill and harass and bully the non-believers. So if you think about it, Allah has purposely made half of the population non-believers, and there's nothing they can do about it because he's controlling them to be like that. He's deceiving them out of anything they might freely think into being non-believers. If he's all grace and all merciful, why has he made half the population lower than the other half who are Muslims? Why has he told one half to bully the other half and cause them to be lower? That's not very graceful, is it? That's not very merciful, is it? I'll continue. Section 6. Worship Allah because he made you all and he made the world. Allah made Muslims have all the food and made his rivals weak and poor. Now, I don't need to tell you, if you look across the world, the large majority of the wealth and food and resources in the world are not in the Muslim countries. In fact, the Islamic countries tend to be rather resource bare. They're in the desert. They don't have that much resources. Most of the resources they've got, they have to plunder from elsewhere or buy in. So if Allah, in his grace and mercy, aside from the fact that he's made half the population stupid enemies to be beaten up and killed for absolutely no reason and given them no option to even be good, why does he claim that he's going to enrich the Muslims and make them strong if the whole world is the opposite of that? And actually most of the wealth in the world is in the West. Most of the money and the capital that's generated, the profit that's generated from the resources in the ground is in the West. Anyway, we're coming up to 7 minutes now, so I'm going to get to the end and make this quick. Number 8, you can hear these stupid, evil non-believers by way of them asking dumb questions like, how can you believe this garbage? And do you have any actual evidence? If people are mind controlled, like he said, and half the people are believers and half are non-believers, the lower class people that we're going to bully and harass and kill and send to the fires of hell, why would they have questions? And why would you preempt these questions to be, how can you believe this stuff? Do you have any evidence? He's just told us that he made everything, and that the whole point of making the Quran is to prove that he made everything. So why would people be asking for evidence if it's all in here? And why would they have questions at all if they're being mind controlled to either believe or not believe? Questions, 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 but not many answers. And we're going to keep reading this. I'm going to do a section every day. And we're going to get through this horrible piece of garbage that bored the hell out of me. And we're going to figure out what is going on with people who believe this. Why do they expect people like us to mindlessly believe it? And why do they want to kill us and harass us and steal from us and manipulate us? Where we have questions like, how do you believe this garbage? And have you got any evidence? And that's the end of this video. So I think I've made my point here. I'm going to carry this on. This will be a continuing series. I'm going to go through every single bit of this book, start to finish, and disseminate every single verse into a little summary like I have here. And we'll go through those summaries. And at the end, we will compare the concatenation, the big summary, if you like, of the entire book. We'll compare that to what's actually happening in real life, so we can know in our own head, is this stuff actually true, or is it just completely out there in space? And that is the end of this video. So I hope you enjoyed that, you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. If you thought that was interesting, it only gets better from here. You're going to love the next one. Anyway, enjoy yourself. That's the end of it for now. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. Bye.